how should inner walls be mounted when you have a resilient ceiling? This one, you need to get it right, because if you don't, this could turn out to be a very costly mistake, and I've seen it several times in my line of work. So you need to know this if you're going to use a resilient ceiling. First, let's take a look at what I mean with a resilient ceiling. Here's an example, little 3D model in the calculation. We have a cross-laminated timber slab here, and then we have solid joist wood with a resilient rail and a plate of gypsum here. And then the resilient rail is just a steel profile, which it's kind of elastic so that the gypsum layer can move up and down. And it's really important that this one can move, because when you're constructing a building, it's tempting to do it like this. And I understand why, of course. You have the upper slab, and then you have the floor slab, and then let's say you have several apartments that are adjacent to each other. Wouldn't it be nice to just mount the ceiling first, like this? So you got this suspended ceiling here, and you got these wooden joists, and then you have these steel profiles, resilient profiles, so that you get an elastic layer. And then we had here like CLT, and then we have the the unit partitions, the walls that are separating each dwelling from each other, each apartment. Now, if we first install these suspended ceilings, that's easy, and then we raise the inner walls like this. So this is the unit separation wall. Don't do it like this. No, you should not do it like that. If you do it like that, well, it's easier production-wise to do it in that order, but then you're gonna lock the ceiling in place here. It cannot move up and down anymore, and then it loses its function. So basically what you're doing, we'll go back to this one, is that you get like a solid joist here instead, and the reduction number goes down. And this has an effect. It's both in the horizontal and the vertical direction. This one that I did a sketch on, this is going to be a disaster, because now you have a continuous gypsum board, and you're going to get a lot of flanking transmission between the apartments this way. So that's why you should absolutely not do this. And you will also deteriorate the sound insulation in this direction with impact sound, and also sound insulation, airborne sound insulation. So what you should do is that you should raise the walls first. You need to do it like this, in this order. And then you can mount your resilient ceiling. And then you could put either some soft, what's it called, fug. I don't really know the word here, but you know, this rubbery soft material that you can just put here in this little area, so you get it still flexible and close the ugly little gap that you can otherwise have. When you separate the plate, the gypsum board like this, you won't get this flanking transmission anymore. It's fine, because now the sound has to go through this layer up here and then out through another layer, and it's going to lose a lot of energy here and here. And that's precisely what we want to do. And the same goes in this direction. Now the sound has to go through this resilient layer, and it's going to lose a lot of energy in the process, so that's also good. And the same thing goes for the walls within the apartment. So even if you don't have the sound reduction requirements inside the apartment, you still need to do this with let's say you have a bedroom to bedroom wall, and it's perhaps a little simpler construction with just one layer of gypsum and a 70 millimeters frame, but you still need to get those ones in place first. Never ever attach the walls to the suspended ceiling, to the resilient ceiling, because then it's not resilient anymore. Then it's going to be a fixed mechanical connection, and you will severely deteriorate the sound insulation. And this could mean that your building will not pass inspection, and you will also have a risk of complaints. So when you have the resilient ceilings, be very careful about this. Always check so that they can move, and if you have any doubts, always contact an acoustician as early as possible so we can help you out, so we get this right. Because small things like this can become very expensive and cause a lot of problems in the end. And we don't want that, of course. And in today's video, I'm gonna just show you a small little detail. Green tie here. And then you see this little logo type on the shirt. Sweater, what's it called? V-neck. Yeah. Anyways, this one is green and this one is green. And you might not think about it, but your mind will notice it, even if you don't notice it. It's like some conscious thing. You got this little harmony with green, and I also have green eyes. So I really like green. And small details like this, they can make a huge difference on the total impression. See you guys later.